Hello, and welcome to the IBM Surveillance Insight for Financial Services product demo. In this demo, I will walk you through the case management system for which the cases are presented to the compliance officer for review. By clicking on top cases, we can launch into the cases that have been identified. Here, on the left-hand side, we see each employee and the likelihood of violation as derived from the system. On the right-hand side, we see all of the inputs and information that was used to come to this conclusion aggregated in a single view. These inputs can include structured trade data, email data, historical violations, and employee information regarding compensation or performance evaluation. Let's look on the case of collusion that has been identified with high likelihood for our employee Justin. In this view, we see on the left-hand side the Markovian-Bayesian network, which enables the system to use machine reasoning to determine a likelihood score for each employee. In the case of collusion, it looks as though there are three main nodes or factors: motivation, risk, which is represented through structured trades, and communication, which is represented through unstructured e-com. So that could be phone conversations, emails, or chat communication. By clicking on each node, we can expose the inputs that are used in that calculation. Here, it looks as though motivation has inputs of compliance history, which can be previous violations or certifications, as well as job performance, which can be factored from performance evaluations and or discretionary compensation. If we rewind to the beginning of when Justin was first hired, we can see that he starts with a clean slate. The network is blank, and no information has been ingested. As we play through the sequence of events, we can see the case management system reason through the likelihood of collusion. Here, on 1028, the system has identified a low likelihood possibility of collusion, as indicated by the color blue. If we continue, we see that more information is ingested and the nodes become yellow. Finally, on 1118, we see that enough information has been aggregated to show a high likelihood of collusion. In this case, it looks as though the risk or structured trades has played a large factor in determining this case of collusion. Here, those inputs include interdependent trade sequences and correlated valuation change. By clicking on interdependent trade sequence, we can expose the employees who are potentially involved in a collusion case. Here we have the employee Justin, as well as three other employees, Charles, Thomas, and Sarah. By clicking on pattern detected, we can expose the three different occurrences where this interdependent trade sequence appeared. First, on October 28th, then again on November 2nd, and November 18th. It looks as though the first occurrence was a blue likelihood, not enough to indicate a high likelihood of collusion. However, as the pattern occurred multiple times, the system deemed this higher likelihood collusion. By clicking on each individual date, we can expose the trades that occurred and how they are interdependent. In this view, we see that Justin traded an aerospace ETF, which was favorably influenced by trades of Sarah, Charles, and Thomas, who all traded on that date other aerospace stocks. On November 2nd, a similar trade sequence occurred involving auto ETFs, and then on November 18th, again with pharmaceutical ETFs. By clicking on the details of the trade information, we can see exactly when the trades occurred, for which account, and the sequence of events. This is just a quick overview of some of the case management capabilities in the system. If we return to our main view, we can see other potential cases of pump and dump, insider trading, parking, and other potential violations which a compliance officer would review.